are not due in the future, that in the order in which it's suggesting I tackle them, with the ones more likely to connect at the top of the list. How does that work? Well, here's a brand new prospect. We've never called these people. It's been added in automatically. Axis solicitors. Let's go to them. They're number 5 on this list. Normally your list would be very long, 50, 60, 80 calls stacked up. The ones at the bottom of the list you may never get around to doing. It's important that you constantly fill the list with new prospects like this one who are entering somewhere in the middle of the list, because a new prospect may be the one that you're looking for, as opposed to banging your head against the wall with some very old prospects that aren't going anywhere. So we've looked at this task. It's listed down here at the bottom. As I flick through the call list, I'm here on number 5, I could work through the list. It's telling us what the job is, what the phone number is, and so forth. I could click the button to complete this task, and as I'm calling them, it's asking me to fill in the information. Now, normally on subsequent calls, it will simply ask for this information. What was the outcome, and write some notes. On the very first call, it's asking me for additional information that it notes that I don't have. The primary things are these 2 items. What kind of line is it? Is it a direct line? Is it through a gatekeeper, i.e. through reception or through an assistant? Or is it a pre-recorded menu, click 3 for sales or whatever? Well, let's say this is a gatekeeper line. And the other question is it verified, yes or no? What does verified mean? It means I know who I'm looking for, Fred Smith. I'm getting through, I get to a voicemail that says, "Hi, this is Fred, leave a message." That's verified. Or alternatively, I ask someone, "Can I speak to Fred?" And they say, "No, he's in a meeting at the moment." That's verified, all right? So if I've verified that Fred exists, that I've got the right number, I can put any other notes I want about, dial 1, then 3, or whatever in my line notes. And that's now done. Let's say I left a voicemail, leave some notes about that, click save. Let's put in a follow-up call for today. Let's leave it at today so it stays within the list. So my notes about that call are now added to the timeline, and a new task has been created to do the follow-up call. Let's go back and have a look at the list again. Calls today. And notice something interesting. They're in the list. As we said, we've completed a task, we've added a new task, it's in the same list. It's now moved up. They were number 5, they're now number 3. Why is that? Well, because a gatekeeper line, which is verified, has a pretty good chance of connecting. A direct line has a great chance of connecting on the first or second calls, but thereafter it starts dropping down in the rankings. A menu line always starts quite low probability of someone actually answering you, and it drops down from there. So it's using all of these statistics in order to estimate the likelihood of them answering, and the result is that these guys are now positioned at number 3 in my list, right? The comparative index here is up at 57. These guys are on 83. The guys at the bottom are on 8. So that, almost 10 times difference in likelihood of pickup from the top to the bottom. This isn't a percentage. This is our proprietary connection number, but they are relative. So you can make some analysis based on the relative strength of those numbers. But this is what the Intelligent Call Manager does. It gives you the list of calls to do, and it gives you the order in which to put them. I repeat, this is only a list of 7 calls. Your list is very quickly going to get to 50 or 60. They're going to stack up. You only have time to, maybe just doing half an hour of calls, 3/4 of an hour. You're not going to get through an awful lot of calls, right? So if you're only going to make 12 calls, which 12 calls should you do? It should be the ones at the top of this list. Right? That's what the Calls Today button does, and it is working out the call rate and showing that to you every time you call. If we go to them now, you will notice the gauge here has moved up. It was further down, it's now moved up. It's giving you the likelihood of them answering the phone, and that will change over time as we go through this. Right? So that's Intelligent Call Manager. Everything ProspectSafari does is designed to save you time, eliminate waste from the sales process. You can see how this is saving you a huge amount of time. It's actually doubling your productivity rate on cold calls if you're using the Intelligent Call Manager.